Hello and welcome back to Kim Reads as continue with Molly Saves the Day. Chapter 5, The Pink Army. Miss Butternut and the counselors were waiting at the boathouse when the girls got back to the camp. Molly was very glad to see the camp director's round, cheerful face. She felt relieved when she put the flag in Miss Butternut's hands. Miss Butternut looked a little confused. Congratulations, Lou, she said. Good job, Captain Molly. Oh, I'm not the captain, said Molly. Dorinda's really in charge. I see, said Miss Butternut. She looked over at Dorinda, who was sulking. Well, Miss Butternut said briskly, you can tell us the whole exciting story later. But right now, I think everyone on both teams should report to dining halls for a celebration. Ice cream cones for everyone. Hooray, ice cream, shouted the girls. They ran up to the hill to the dining hall. As Molly was scooping ice cream in the cone, Miss Butternut said, the counselor saw most of us is what happened, but we don't know why it happened. Perhaps you can tell us how it is you ended up capturing the flag, Molly. Molly didn't know where to begin. Well, she started. Susan hurried forward. I'll tell, she said. Molly really saved the day. She did everything. You see, Dorinda was in prison. Actually, everybody in the Blue Army was in prison, except Molly and me, because I tipped over our canoe. And then Molly thought up a plan to throw worms on Linda because she was the prison guard, so we could free the Blue Army. We freed everybody, all except Dorinda. Then nobody knew what to do. Molly thought up another plan. This time we paddled over to Poison Point. To where? Miss Butternut interrupted. She looked worried. To Poison Point, Susan said. We climbed. Wait, cried Miss Butternut. She jumped up and stood on her chair. She blew a blast on her bugle and waved the other arm wildly. Everyone was so surprised they were absolutely still. Oh, the dining hall had never been so quiet. Girls, said Miss Butternut. Stop. Before you get cones, everyone who has been to Poison Point, go to the showers immediately. I want you to scrub, and I mean scrub, with strong stroke. Then report to the camp nurse. Miss Butternut shook her head. I'm afraid it's already too late. The whole bunch of you is going to have a walloping case of poison ivy. All the girls groaned. Miss Butternut hurried out of the dining hall. Even her hair looked frazzled. Her gray curls were standing from her head like ruffled feathers. Molly and Susan joined the sad parade. Some victory celebration, sighed Susan. Only the losers go to the party. The winners had to go to the nurse. Discouraged, Molly and Susan plodded up the path to their tent to get their towels. Hey, someone said. They shouted. They turned around. It was Linda. Wait up, she said. When Linda caught up with them, she was panting. Here, she said. She gave each of them an ice cream cone. Gee, thanks, said Susan. She was much cheerier. It was nice of you to bring us ice cream. We thought you were mad at us about the worms. Molly looked at Linda out of the corner of her eye. Well, said Linda a little sheepishly. I was mad, but I figured you were mad at me for blowing the whistle on you. We were surprised, said Molly. We didn't expect you to be so serious about the game. Linda shrugged. Well, I guess I want to be the counselors to be proud of me, she said. Oh, said Molly. Well, if you ask me, it was a very mixed-up day. No one acted normal, said Susan. She had a dab of ice cream on her nose. You were so serious we had to throw the worms at you. I spent the whole day in the canoe, and Molly swam underwater even though no one asked her to. Linda turned to Molly. No kidding, she said. You swam underwater? Yes, said Molly. I did. Gosh, said Linda. Then you do deserve to win the color war. Molly grinned. I don't think everybody really won this war. I'm just glad it's over. Me too, said Linda. Me too, said Susan. Now we can all have fun together like before. Yes, Molly, I don't want to be red or blue or any other color again. But by the next morning, Molly, Susan, and almost everyone else at camp go on again was another color. Poison ivy pink. And that is the end of Molly Saves the Day. Thanks for listening.